Maya's hands trembled as she unfolded the crumpled piece of paper, the words burning into her chest. I want to give her up for adoption. Her newborn daughter, Lila, nestled in her arms, cooed softly, oblivious to the storm swirling around them. Ethan's casual voice echoed in her mind, laughing about a future he didn't intend to share. Anger, fear, and disbelief collided in Mia's chest, and for a moment, all she could hear was the faint rhythm of her daughter's heartbeat. Could she trust the man she loved? Could she protect the fragile life she'd carried, born out of their love, yet now threatened by his betrayal? Her eyes met Lila's innocent gaze, and a silent vow formed. No one, not even Ethan, would take her away. The house felt colder, the walls taller, as Mia realized the fight for her child had just begun, and the man she thought she knew might be the one to shatter her world. Mia paced the dimly lit living room, Lila nestled safely in her arms. Every sound from the hallway made her heart leap. Was it Ethan returning? She whispered promises to her daughter, tracing the curve of her cheek with trembling fingers. Memories of Ethan's laughter and casual words of giving her away collided with the warmth of holding Lila, alive and real. Doubts gnawed at her. Could she ever trust him again? Could a man who chose convenience over love truly change? As the night deepened and shadows stretched across the walls, Mia realized she would need a strength she didn't know she possessed, and that the smallest heartbeat in her arms demanded she fight, no matter the cost. The following morning, sunlight spilled through the curtains, painting golden stripes on the nursery walls. Mia sat cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by baby clothes. She folded mechanically, each garment a reminder of the life she had chosen to protect. Lila gurgled softly, reaching for her mother's face with tiny, curious hands. Mia's mind drifted to Ethan. Where was he now? What was he thinking? The thought of him resurfacing made her stomach twist. She loved him once. She still did in fragments, but the man who wanted to give up their daughter felt like a stranger. And yet, a small part of her wondered if he could ever earn a place in their fragile world. Evening descended, and the house seemed quieter than usual. Mia rocked Lila gently, humming an old lullaby, feeling the weight of exhaustion and fear. Outside, the faint sound of a car stopping made her heart skip. Could it be him? The thought made her grip Lila closer, protective instinct flaring. Memories of Ethan's words, the ones about adoption, clashed with flashes of their wedding day. Laughter and love intertwined. Could forgiveness exist for someone who had once chosen to walk away from the life they created together? For tonight, the only answer was silence, broken only by Lila's soft sighs against her chest. Night fell, and Mia finally lay Lila in her crib, watching her chest rise and fall with each quiet breath. Silence enveloped the room, yet it felt heavy with unsaid words and unhealed wounds. She pressed a hand to her heart, feeling both exhaustion and fierce resolve. Tomorrow she would face the world again, alone if necessary, to keep her daughter safe. The choice to protect Lila was already made. Unwavering, but deep inside, a flicker of hope remained. A hope that one day, the man who had once walked away might understand the love he had almost abandoned. Until then, Mia would hold her tiny miracle close, guarding her with every ounce of strength she had. Years had passed, and Mia's world revolved entirely around Lila. The small apartment was cluttered with toys, books, and tiny shoes, evidence of a life built from sleepless nights and endless love. Lila darted around the living room with uncontainable energy, her laughter ringing through the air. Mia watched her, heart swelling, yet a shadow of worry lingered. What if Ethan returned? She had managed without him for so long, had learned to survive, thrive, and love unconditionally, but deep inside, a knot of unresolved fear remained. Each day was a delicate balance between freedom and vigilance, and Mia wondered if the past would ever stop casting shadows over their bright little life. Mia prepared breakfast while Lila sat at the table, stacking her blocks into towers. Her laughter was infectious, filling the small kitchen with warmth. Yet Mia's mind drifted to Ethan, imagining his life, his possible regrets. Could a man who had once walked away ever return, changed? The thought made her stomach twist. Still, she pushed it aside, focusing on pancakes, spilled syrup, and the simple chaos of motherhood. Each day of survival was a victory, every smile from Lila a triumph. Mia knew the past might knock at their door someday, but she had already built walls of love and resilience to protect the life she'd fought so hard to create. In the local park, Mia pushed Lila on the swings, watching her soar higher with every push. Children's laughter mingled with the rustling of leaves, a sound that made Mia feel both joy and a subtle pang of loneliness. She had become both mother and father in many ways, the weight of responsibility heavy yet strangely comforting. Lila's hands gripped the chains tightly, her face alight with freedom and trust. Mia smiled through a bittersweet ache. She had given her child everything, yet wondered if the day would come when Ethan might try to take a place in the world they had carefully built. One rainy afternoon, Mia and Lila sat by the window, watching droplets race down the glass. Lila traced little circles on the fogged-up pane, giggling when Mia joined her. The world outside seemed distant, a reminder of the safety and warmth they had created together. But Maya's mind flickered to Ethan. Would he ever knock on this very window, asking to be a part of her daughter's life? The thought sent shivers down her spine. For now, she focused on Lila's tiny fingers, her laughter, the soft rhythm of rain against the roof. Each shared moment reinforced Maya's resolve. No one would take this love away, not even the man who once wanted to give her up. Evening fell, and Mia tucked Lila into bed, smoothing her hair and brushing away imaginary worries. Lila yawned, snuggling under her blanket, asking about fairy tales and heroes. Mia whispered assurances, her own heart heavy with unspoken fears about the future. She had grown stronger, capable of love and protection in ways she never imagined. Yet, somewhere, deep in the shadows of her heart, a small, nervous curiosity lingered. What if Ethan returned? Could he ever truly belong here, in the life she had fought so fiercely to protect? Sleep settled over Lila, and Mia quietly vowed to guard her daughter's world, no matter what storms might come. The bell rang unexpectedly, echoing through Maya's quiet apartment. Heart racing, she clutched Lila close. At the door stood Ethan, hesitant, eyes searching, his hands slightly trembling. Mia, I need to talk, he said, voice tight, unfamiliar yet familiar. Mia's pulse thundered in her ears. Years of hurt and betrayal surged forward. Could he really be here after everything? She wanted to slam the door, to shield her daughter from the man who once chose to give her away. Yet, Lila, sensing tension, reached toward Ethan with innocent curiosity. Mia's mind spun. Could she face the past without shattering the fragile world she had built? The answer wasn't clear, but the storm had begun. Ethan lingered awkwardly, unsure where to step, unsure what to say. Mia's voice was steady but sharp. Why are you here? Ethan swallowed, eyes flicking to Lila, who was now giggling softly, unaware of the weight of history between them. I want to be part of her life, he said, voice thick with remorse. Mia felt anger rise like wildfire, a mix of disbelief and fear. Could a man who once walked away suddenly demand a place in their world? She took a deep breath, steadying herself. No one would hurt Lila. Not again. Not if she could stop it. The following days, Ethan appeared at the edges of Maya's carefully structured life, dropping off flowers, leaving notes, attempting casual conversations. Maya's patience thinned with every intrusion. She watched him from the kitchen window as he waved awkwardly at Lila in the park. Lila's laughter made her chest tighten with conflicting emotions. Could she allow this man who once abandoned them to have even a small place in her daughter's heart? Her instincts screamed caution. But a quiet part of her wondered if redemption was possible. The world she had built was fragile, but maybe it could stretch to make room for one more, if he truly deserved it. One afternoon, Mia confronted Ethan directly in the living room, Lila coloring quietly nearby. "You can't just appear and act like nothing happened," she said, her voice tight. Ethan nodded, guilt etched into every line of his face. "I know, and I don't expect forgiveness. I just, want to be here, in whatever way you'll allow." Mia's chest tightened. She wanted to believe him, but her daughter's safety was non-negotiable. Yet watching him try, falter, and genuinely care stirred feelings she thought she had buried forever. Could a man's actions speak louder than his past mistakes? That night, Mia lay in bed beside Lila, listening to the soft rhythm of her breathing. Ethan had left a small note on the nightstand. "I'll wait for her. I'll prove I can be better." Mia stared at it long after Lila drifted off. Her heart ached with unresolved anger, hope, and confusion. Could someone who once chose abandonment genuinely change? Tomorrow, she would face Ethan again. But tonight, she simply held her daughter close, feeling both the fragility and strength of the world they had built. A world she vowed to protect at all costs, no matter what shadows of the past might return. Ethan stood at the playground gate, watching Lila run to Mia, who caught her in a protective hug. He called out softly, "Hey, Lila." Her laughter paused as she glanced at him, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. Maya's jaw tightened, ready to pull her daughter away, but she noticed the genuine hesitance in Ethan's posture. Could he be sincere? He had spent years absent, yet here he was, trying, faltering, hoping. Mia felt a swirl of anger, disbelief, and cautious hope. The past whispered warnings, but the present demanded observation. She would not hand over trust easily. Every step he took forward now had to prove more than words ever could. That evening, Ethan appeared at Mia's door, holding a small bouquet of wildflowers. "I thought she'd like these," he said softly. Mia's eyes narrowed, skepticism and fury intertwining. "Why now?" she demanded, her voice steady but sharp. Ethan swallowed, hands trembling slightly. "Because I can't take back the past, but I want to be here for the future." Even in small ways, Mia felt the sting of memory. His absence, the betrayal. But she also saw his effort, the small gestures he had been attempting. The battle within her raged. Could someone who abandoned them truly change? Or was this just another act of convenience disguised as repentance? Mia decided to test Ethan, asking him to help with a Saturday chore, taking Lila to the park while she ran errands. He hesitated, sweat beading on his forehead, but agreed. Hours later, Mia returned to find Lila laughing uncontrollably. Ethan gently pushing her on the swing, careful and attentive. Her chest tightened, a mixture of relief, suspicion, and something unexpected. Pride. Could a man who had once walked away really learn to care? The shadows of the past were long, but the laughter in front of her was tangible proof that change, however fragile, might exist. That night, Mia watched Ethan from the kitchen as he helped Lila with her homework, his voice patient, his smile genuine. She felt a knot of conflicting emotions tighten in her chest. Could she forgive him? Could she allow him into their lives without fear? Lila's innocent chatter, asking Ethan questions only a parent would answer, made Maya's heart swell and ache. The man before her was trying, and the child responded with love untainted by the past. Mia realized she could either hold him at arm's length forever, or take the risk that he had changed enough to deserve a place in their world. By the weekend's end, Mia faced a truth she hadn't expected. Ethan's presence had brought laughter, attention, and small moments of peace to their lives. Yet fear lingered like a shadow. Could she fully trust him? Or was this just another chapter of betrayal waiting to unfold? Lila hugged Ethan tightly before bed, murmuring, "Don't leave." Maya's chest ached with conflicting emotions. Protecting her daughter remained her first priority. But the bond forming between Lila and Ethan was undeniable. The next chapter of their lives would demand courage, boundaries, and the difficult choice of whether to open her heart to a man who once abandoned them. Mia paced the living room, her chest tight, as Ethan sat on the sofa, head bowed. "I need to know. Can I ever be part of her life?" he asked quietly, voice trembling. Lila played nearby, blissfully unaware of the storm brewing between her parents. Mia's eyes flared with years of anger, betrayal, and protective instinct. "You chose to walk away, Ethan. You gave up the one thing that mattered most." Silence stretched, heavy and suffocating. Ethan lifted his gaze, remorse etched in every line of his face, as if the weight of his past sins had finally caught up. Could she believe he had truly changed? Or was this just another betrayal waiting to unfold? Ethan rose slowly, his eyes never leaving Maya's. "I was wrong. I know that now," he said. "Every day I wasn't there, I regretted it. I can't undo the past, but I can be here for her now." Mia's jaw tightened, the words cutting deep. Could actions truly outweigh years of absence? Could she forgive, or even allow him into their daughter's life? Lila glanced between them, sensing the tension. Mia's heart wavered. She wanted to protect her child from heartbreak, but she also wanted Lila to know the possibility of love, even when flawed, could sometimes redeem the past. Finally, Mia's voice cracked. "Do you even understand what it took for me to raise her alone? The nights I cried, the fear I carried, the strength I had to find just to survive." Ethan's shoulders slumped. I see that now," he admitted, voice low. Lila peeked over her blocks, eyes wide and innocent. The weight of truth hung between them. Mia realized that while she could not erase the past, she could choose how it shaped their present. Every protective instinct, every heartbeat for her daughter, was balanced against the possibility of redemption. Could she open the door, even just a crack, for the man who had once abandoned them? Mia's heart pounded as she saw Ethan reach slowly toward Lila, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. "I promise to never leave again," he whispered. Lila's eyes lit up, and she smiled, unconsciously leaning into him. Maya's chest tightened, part joy, part fear. She wanted to protect her child at all costs, yet here was a man, flawed but sincere, seeking a place in the small, precious world she had built. Could trust be rebuilt in fragments? Could love, once broken, find its way back? Tonight, the fragile possibility of reconciliation hung in the air, delicate as the fading sunlight that bathed the room. That night, Mia lay beside Lila, listening to her soft breathing. Ethan had left a small drawing on the nightstand, a simple sketch of Lila holding both their hands. Tears pricked Mia's eyes. Could someone who once walked away truly find their way back into their lives? Could forgiveness and love coexist with the wounds of the past? She pressed a hand to Lila's back, feeling warmth and trust in her daughter's tiny body. Tomorrow would bring more challenges, more tests, but tonight she allowed herself a fragile hope that perhaps even fractured hearts could find a way to beat together again. A chilly morning found Ethan carrying groceries into the apartment, determined and steady. Maya observed silently from the doorway, Lila trailing behind with a curious gaze. Over the past weeks, he had shown consistency, patience, and respect for boundaries, small gestures weaving a fragile thread of trust. Ethan knelt to hand Lila her favorite juice box, and she beamed, hugging him tightly. Mia felt the familiar ache of uncertainty, yet also the faint stirring of hope. Could this be the start of rebuilding what he had broken? Every careful act, Every gentle word now mattered more than promises ever could. Later that afternoon, Ethan took Lila to a local art fair, allowing Mia a few hours of peace. She watched from the cafe window as he encouraged her to paint freely, laughing when she smeared colors on her cheeks. Ethan's patience and attentiveness were undeniable. Mia felt her heart soften, though guarded. Could someone who had abandoned them truly change so completely? Lila's joy, untainted by the past, offered a glimpse into what their lives could be. Watching Ethan now, not as a man of absence, but as a participant in their shared world, Mia realized that love could sometimes mend what had once been broken, if only she dared to let it. Evening settled and Ethan offered to help with dinner. Lila perched on a stool, chatting non-stop while Mia chopped vegetables with quiet focus. Ethan listened attentively, occasionally laughing with Lila at her funny observations. Mia felt her walls crumble slightly, not fully, but enough to acknowledge that he was here, consistently, patiently, and with genuine care. She realized that actions, not words, were the measure of true change. Could this man who once chose to leave now become the father Lila had always deserved? Tonight, she allowed herself to imagine that possibility. On a quiet evening, Mia watched Ethan help Lila build a small fort in the living room. The laughter, the teamwork, the shared excitement, it was tangible proof of a bond forming, a bridge over years of absence. Mia's chest swelled with cautious hope. Could she let him into their lives fully? The child's joy was undeniable, and Ethan's consistent efforts had softened her skepticism. Tonight, for the first time in years, Mia considered the possibility that redemption, however slow and careful, might exist, and that love could find a way back into their fractured world. By nightfall, Mia sat on the edge of Lila's bed, watching Ethan tuck her in with care. Lila's eyes sparkled as she whispered, "Good night, Daddy." Mia's chest tightened with emotion. The words she had once feared would never exist in their home now hung in the air, fragile and luminous. Could she finally believe in this second chance? Could she allow her heart to accept a man who had proven his love through patience, consistency, and genuine care? She kissed Lila's forehead and whispered a silent prayer. Tonight, the past no longer dictated their future. Love, in its imperfect yet transformative form, had begun to heal them all. A bright morning filled the apartment with warmth. Lila ran laughing as Mia prepared breakfast. Ethan joined her, carefully pouring juice into small cups. The atmosphere was light, playful, yet tinged with cautious hope. Mia observed him guiding Lila, teaching her to pour without spilling, praising her efforts. Each small gesture reinforced the fragile trust that had been slowly built over months. She realized that the man who once wanted to abandon their child was now fully present, sharing love, responsibility, and laughter. For the first time in years, Mia allowed herself to believe that their fractured family could heal and thrive together. Later, the family visited the park together. Lila gleefully climbed the jungle gym while Ethan cheered her on, guiding her safely from below. Mia followed closely, her heart light yet vigilant, watching her daughter's happiness blossom in the presence of both parents. The shadows of the past felt distant now, replaced by laughter, small acts of care, and the tangible rhythm of family life. Mia realized that forgiveness was not forgetting. It was choosing to move forward, cautiously, but with love at the center of it all. In the evening, the three of them sat on the living room floor, assembling a puzzle together. Lila giggled when pieces didn't fit. Ethan laughed along, gently guiding her hands. Mia placed the final piece, her heart swelling with relief and love. The moments were simple, yet profound. A tangible testament that love, patience, and persistence could mend the deepest wounds. Mia felt a weight lift from her shoulders. The past was acknowledged, the present embraced, and the future shimmered with possibilities. Their family, once fractured, was now finding its rhythm again. Night fell, and Mia tucked Lila into bed. Ethan lingered in the doorway, watching her curl up beneath the quilt. "Good night, Daddy," Lila whispered, her voice sleepy, but full of trust. Mia felt tears prick her eyes, not of sadness, but of fragile, earned happiness. The man who once wanted to leave was now a part of their world, a presence earned through patience, care, and genuine love. For Mia, this was a turning point. The acceptance of imperfection, the understanding that love could transform and heal even the deepest wounds. Their family was real again, in all its messy, beautiful truth. The following morning, Mia watched Ethan help Lila get ready for school. Small hands held tightly, laughter shared, instructions given patiently. The house hummed with life, warmth, and trust. Mia realized that love was not just words or promises. It was consistent presence, gentle guidance, and shared joy. She smiled softly, heart full. The past no longer dictated their lives. Together, they were a family. Imperfect, tested, but stronger for the trials they had endured. And for the first time in years, Mia truly believed they would be okay.